Hello everyone, welcome to this session of English again. Today we will begin with a new chapter that is article. This is very important and interesting too. So let's begin with the session. Articles are words that come before nouns and help specify the definiteness and indefiniteness of the noun they modify. Now, what are articles? Let's first discuss this. For example, if I say or if I ask you that one pen. Now, if I want you to identify the types of parts of a speech in this. Now, look at this word pan. This is a noun. And if we look at this word one, this word is qualifying it or describing this word. And we know well that word that describes noun or that qualifies noun are known as adjectives. It means this is an adjective. This is actually the numeral adjective. So this word one is describing pen. Now if I write this as a pen. Now look at both of these phrases. Both of these phrases have same meaning. It means the meanings are same. Now if I write one, it can be substituted with a. Or if I write a, it can be substituted with the word one. Both have same meaning. But in this case, we know that this one is an adjective, but in this case, we know that this is some article that we know. Now, a is article, whereas one is an adjective. Consequently, we can say that a is an special type of adjective, or articles are actually special types of adjectives. They are the part of adjectives only. There are two types of articles. Here we can come to a definition that articles are some special types of adjectives. We have two types of articles. One is definite article, another is indefinite article. Definite article is the, which is used before some specific or particular things only. Whereas indefinite article are a and n, and they can be used indefinitely. It means when the noun is indefinite, when the noun is not specific or anything. Now one more thing, a and n are used with singular nouns only. Now how do and why do we use these a and n? And where do we use these a and n? Let's begin or let's read in this topic. So here we'll read first the definite article the. Definite article the is used when we refer to a specific or particular noun. It indicates that a speaker or writer is talking about a particular thing or things. For example, the Himalayas, the Brahmaputra, and any unique thing that should be preceded by definite article the. Now, indefinite articles are a and n. Indefinite articles a and n are used when referring to non-specific or unspecific nouns. A is used before words that begin with a consonant sound, whereas N is used before the words that begin with a vowel sound. Now, let us discuss or let us learn with this concept of Hindi Varnamala. You must have read Hindi Varnamala. Now, what is Hindi Varnamala? You must have read Hindi Varnamala, Swar and Vyanjan. It means when we have e, these are called swar, and when we have ka, kha, ga, gha, these are vyanjan. Now we must have read Hindi Varnamala. So for that, the words that begin with the sound of a swar, the words that begin with the sound of a swar, they are preceded by N because they sounds like a vowel. And if the word begins with the sound of a consonant sound or a vyanjan, they will be preceded by indefinite article a. For example, if we look at the word car, it should be pronounced like ka. So in phonetic style, that will be written car. It's starting with ka. So here we write a. Apple. Apple is somewhere written or starting with the word a. So it is Basically, in Hindi letter, we can write it like this. So it's a swar. So we can write an apple. In a case of university, we have a word U, which is a vowel, but it is sounding like Y of Hindi Varnamala. So A should be come before this word because it is sounding like a consonant sound. That's why we use A as an indefinite article. So before we want to use this A or N, we should pronounce the word and check the sound, the beginning sound of this particular word. For example, if I write one-eyed men. Now let's begin with this word one. It should be like one. The pronunciation of is this like this one, and it is starting with the consonant sign, consonant or vyanjan sound va. So va is a vyanjan or a consonant sound. Therefore, we'll write a before this one, though it is beginning with o, that's a vowel. Yet we'll use a, not n, before this particular word. A one-eyed man, not an one-eyed man, because its pronunciation is beginning with a consonant sound or a vyanjan sound of Hindi Varnamala. Now, why do we use indefinite article? What's the use? Actually, we need to qualify a noun or make it a specific or unspecific. Now, if we have a noun in a sentence, a noun should be there, a noun must be there to use an article. Now, if a noun is preceded by an adjective, that is a word which qualifies noun or describes it on the basis of quality, number, size, etc. And this adjective is again preceded by an adverb. An adverb qualifies adjective or a verb. So the sentence structure is like adverb, then adjective, then a noun. So this sequence should be preceded by an indefinite article necessarily. There should be an indefinite article compulsorily or mandatory. For example, Ravi is a very honest boy. Sentence is like Ravi is a very honest boy. Now, in this sentence, we have a word boy, that is a noun, honest, that is an adjective, then we have very, that is an adverb. Now, in this sequence, we have a, that is indefinite article, which depends on the nearest word, that is very. Very begins with v sound, or v is a consonant sound. That's why we have used a over here. Now, Ravi is a very honest boy. So this is the correct sequence to write an article. If I had written the sentence like Ravi is very honest boy, the sentence will be incorrect. But this noun should be there. If the noun is absent, there is no need to write this article over here, because if the sentence is like Ravi is very honest. Now in this sentence, we do not have a noun. So we are not using any article before it. Ravi is very honest, not Ravi is a very honest. That will be incorrect. So to place an indefinite article, a noun should be there, mandatory. And if the noun is there, then the article is mandatory. Now, if I write this sentence like Ravi is an honest boy, then also the sentence is correct, because here boy we have a noun and we have an adjective, but we do not have any adverb. Also, this n depends on this honest. Now this honest is sounds with o, not h. It is not beginning with the sound of h, her. It is beginning with the sound of o, that is a swar, or that is a sounding like vowel. So we write n before the word honest. So an r, an honest, like that. So it should be Ravi is an honest boy, not a honest boy. But if I remove this boy from here, so Ravi is honest, not an honest. If I remove this honest also, suppose I write the sentence Ravi is a student. So noun is there. There is no adjective, there is no adverb. Still we are using a just because of this noun. So only noun is mandatory to place an article, indefinite article before it. But if the sequence is like adverb, adjective, noun, then also it should be followed by an article. The rules of indefinite articles, there that what are the places where we use a or n are: use a before words that begin with a consonant sound, like a house, a car, a dog, a university, a one-eyed monster. Use n before the words that begin with a vowel sound, that is an apple, an elephant, an orange, an hour, an honest person. This I have already told you. Remember, the choice between a and n is based on the sound of the vowel word of the following word, not its spelling. A or n before acronyms. We use these before the acronyms also. For example, if we talk about FBI, it should be pronounced as FBI. It means in Hindi, they will be pronounced like beginning with a, which is a swar. Or if it begins with a swar, it should be an FBI agent. Is FBI, the pronunciation of it. It's UFO. So UFO will be pronounced like this. Or Ya of Hindi Varnmala, that is Vyanjan. So if the sounds is like Vyanjan of Hindi Varnmala, we should write a before it. So a UFO, not any UFO. Use a or n before a singular countable noun when it is mentioned for the first time. Use the same article consistently throughout the text. A cat sat on the fence. An old lady passed by. Now the sentence or the paragraph begins with a. So repeatedly in each sentence, in each and every sentence, if the noun is singular or required, so we have to use indefinite article only. Another rule is use a or n before singular countable noun when you are referring to any one of a group of things. I need a pen to write this note. So I need a pen. There we are using a pen. Now use a or n with professions and titles. If I say that she wants to be an engineer, so engineer is a profession. So we use n before it. He's a doctor. So uh, to qualify this doctor, we use a, that he's a doctor. A or n before expressions of quantity or speed. For example, we write a dozen eggs, an hourglass. So both can be, both of the words are preceded by a or n. Do not use a and n with uncountable nouns or plural nouns. For example, if I write water, I need not write any article. I need water, not I need a water. That is incorrect. She has cats, not she has a cats, because a represents one. And plural are plural of course, one is singular. Therefore, we use a or n, not for more than one. She has a cats will be incorrect. Use a or n before a singular countable noun used in a generic sense. For example, a dog is a loyal animal, so referring to dogs in general. So in general sense, we use a or n before a singular noun. Use a or n before an adjective followed by a singular countable noun. That's we have already read earlier. He is a wise man. So man is a noun, wise is an adjective. So it should be followed by an indefinite article. She is an intelligent student. Again, student is a noun, intelligent is adjective, and n is an indefinite article. Before singular countable nouns used as examples, for example, an apple is a type of fruit. So this is an example of something. So to state this, we need an article. A or n when referring to something for the first time, even if it is plural or uncountable. I saw a movie yesterday and the movie was excellent. So I'm talking about a particular movie. But to make it definite, because I'm talking about this movie only, so this time I have used the. But in this form, I'm using it in a general sense only. Now, if we say, uh, if we make a common noun of a proper noun to express quality, we make a common noun of a proper noun. Now, we are using a proper noun not properly, but for a common noun in a general sense. For example, sometimes we see that a person is not like that we want. So he is a Dhoni of his school. He's a Dhoni of his school. Means he possesses some qualities of Dhoni which he is applying in school. So therefore, here we used he is a Dhoni of his school. Means he is a person who possesses the quality of Dhoni, and he is in our school. Use A to represent a weekend form of preposition. For example, he earns 6 lakh rupees a year. So I'm talking about 6 lakh rupees a year. So per year, to show per and so on, we use A or N. An indefinite article is used when referring to a person unknown to the speaker. If I don't know who is that person, so I can write like some Mr. Solanki. It means a Mr. Solanki. So a Mr. Solanki here refers to some Mr. Solanki. I don't know who is Mr. Solanki, but I know that person names Mr. Solanki. Suppose if I say uh, some Mr. Devgan has come to meet you. I don't know that Mr. Devgan, but that person's name is Mr. Devgan. He's saying. So some Mr. Devgan represents a Mr. Devgan. So you can write a Mr. Devgan or a Mr. Solanki that represents some, which we don't know who is he actually. The indefinite article is employed before the adjectives like little and few to convey the sense of some. Now we have two words, few and little. Few is used for countable and little is used for uncountable. Now few, a little, the few, the little. These phrases are used. Now, if we look at the meaning of these words, few means negligible, that has no value. Little again means that has no value, that is negligible. A few means some, so a few states some. Same way, little also it is used for some. The few means sufficient, so the few means sufficient. So A can be used, A that is indefinite article can be preceded by the word few also, and it means some. Now we'll read the use of definite article the. Now this article has a wide use. Definite article the is used with many nouns. Why and where? Let's discuss now. So rule 1 is it is used for some specific noun. Use the before singular and plural nouns when referring to a specific particular unique things. So when we read A and N, those can be used only with singular nouns. But in this case, the it can be used in both singular and plural forms or singular and plural nouns. The word the, that is the definite article the, can be used before singular as well as plural nouns. But they should be particular, they should be specific. I saw the movie last night. It means I'm talking about this particular movie only. I'm talking about this particular movie, this specific movie that I have seen last night, that I saw last night. So I saw the movie last night. So movie is specific over here. Use the before superlative adjectives whenever we have superlative degree of adjectives. Superlative degree of adjectives. For example, if I say best, so best is the superlative degree. So we always use the before it. He is the tallest boy in the class. Now, tallest is the superlative degree of tall. Tall is positive degree, taller is comparative, and tallest is superlative degree. So before superlative degree, we always use definite article the. Ordinal numbers. Now there are two types of numbers, cardinal numbers and ordinal numbers. Now cardinal numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Ordinal numbers are first, second, third. You can write it in this manner as well, third. So before each and every ordinal number we use the. Not before cardinal numbers but before the ordinal numbers. One more thing, we should not write ordinal numbers as this. This is incorrect form of writing an ordinal number because these are Roman numbers. So we write ordinal numbers in this manner, first, second, third and so on. So use the before ordinal numbers to denote a specific position in a sequence. The first chapter. So here we have written the first. So first is the ordinal number which should be always preceded by the, that is a definite article. So the first chapter of the book was fascinating. Use the before unique nouns. Some nouns are unique. We should always use the before them, such as geographical features, monuments, and famous buildings. The Eiffel Tower is in Paris, so the Eiffel Tower is the name of a monument. So we use the. We also use the sun before the names of the planets, the Earth, the Mars, the Jupiter, anything that is specific or unique, the moon. So before any geographical feature which are unique, for example, we can say the Bay of Bengal, the Arabian Sea, before the name of every sea, before the name of rivers, before the name of plateau, before the name of deserts, any geographical features except continents, not continents, before the name of any island, we always use the. For example, there are some islands like the Andaman and Nicobar Islands, then the Fifi Island. Then we have some countries, those are in a structure of islands, that are in a structure of island. For example, the West Indies, the Netherlands. This is the reason we use the before Netherlands, because Netherlands is actually the structure of an island. Nouns with of. The nouns that are particular. For example, if I say water, water is uncountable, we do not use any article. But if I say water of this river, it means you're making this water particular. Also, I'm talking about the water only of this river, the possession of this river. So in this case, we can use the water of this river. So this will be correct. But if I say the water, that will be incorrect. But if I make it particular, we use the before it. The capital of India is New Delhi. So the capital of India. So of India is a partitive. So the before this partitive we use the noun of this partitive. We use the. Musical instruments, before the name of any musical instrument like the piano, the guitar and so on. She plays the piano. Proper nouns with common nouns. Suppose I am writing proper noun and common noun together. So at that time, even we use the. I met Alice. Who is Alice? The president of the club. So the president represents the Alice. Sorry, Alice. Now, with proper noun, we do not use any article. But whenever we make a proper noun, a common noun, we use an article. Specific group of people, use the before a people referring to a specific set or category. The elderly need special care. It means we are talking about all those who are elders. The blind. Now blind, we are talking about only those person who are blind. So the group, when we are making making an adjective a noun, they use an indefinite. They use the definite article. Before abbreviated names of countries. Now, whenever we have abbreviated names of countries, we always use the, for example, the UAE, the USA. One more thing, whenever we have a word union or united, we use the before it. Now, if I write USA, like United States of America, Now here we have a word united. So with this word united, we use the Soviet. If the word Soviet is there or Republican is there, not Soviet, actually the word is Republican. So if the word Republican is there, there also we use the. Now before the superlative degrees of an adjective, we have already read he is the most intelligent student in the class. Before two or more comparative degrees of adjective, if we have comparative degrees in a sentence, simultaneously written simultaneously, the bigger the box, the heavier it is. Means they are in some proportion. So we use the before every comparative degree. The bigger, the heavier. Now we can use the before some other nouns as well. So that part we'll discuss in the part 2 of the same chapter. Thanks.